Today we are going to talk about how to learn Hungarian. This is a very important question, and I have my one of my learners, Laura, here today, who will help me to answer this question. Szia, Laura!
Szia, Lidia, hello.
Nagyon örülök, hogy itt vagy.
Szívesen.
Köszönöm szépen. If you don't mind, this interview will be in English, but at the end of the interview, I'm more than happy to switch into Hungarian and not testing you, but just trying a Hungarian conversation to show others how you learn, how you practice, how you speak Hungarian now, because I really want you to talk about your Hungarian language journey first. Could you please tell us more about how you started? Why did you start to learn Hungarian?
Okay, so a nevem Német Laura. So I come from a Hungarian family, and I started learning Hungarian a couple of years ago. But now I moved to Hungary to continue my studies, and I would really like to improve my language level.
So cool. Thank you. And so you have Hungarians in your family, but you have never learned the language before you
Exactly.
moved to Pécs?
Yes. I mean, I started studying Hungarian in Argentina, but it was a little bit hard because it was before COVID. So yes, it was hard in terms of scheduling with my timetable and everything. But now that we have the online sessions, it makes it much easier now to continue learning.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, and what did you find the most challenging in learning Hungarian first time when you started? What was the most challenging part of the language?
I think that the vocabulary and pronunciation is very hard. I think that's what I have to work a lot. Yeah, but it's something that is possible.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's possible. That's very important. And how do you, or how do you try to work on the pronunciation or the vocabulary? You said that's a bit challenging for you.
Yes, it's a bit challenging, and now I'm working on a system by creating cards with this new vocabulary. And every once in a while, randomly, I pick these cards and try to create sentences with this new vocabulary. Because personally, I think it's very hard for me to memorize new vocabulary all the time, especially because we try to move forward and fast also to be able to continue learning. So if I don't go back to that vocabulary, sometimes I forget about it. So with these systems that I created with cards, I go through this vocabulary quite frequently and pick them randomly and try to create new sentences with this.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. I also work on some cards. And I try to make those cards for practicing word order, which is very important part of the language. But I also feel like working with cards is very helpful, and it creates a system. And do you think Hungarian is a logical language? It has a system. It's logical to you?
Well, it's very different. My native tongue is Spanish. So yeah, for me at the beginning it was a little bit hard. I think that the learning curve of this language it's very steep at the beginning. But then once you see most of the language, or at least most of the grammar, then it becomes to have some sort of sense for you. Yeah, at the beginning it's hard, but then it gets better.
I totally agree. It's we say at the beginning you have to study harder and you have to create a strong foundation. And once you have that strong foundation, after that it's easier to build up your Hungarian system, the language itself. And how do you learn now? What do you do? How do you practice this language?
Well, I try to practice a little bit every day. and go through, well, the book actually that we use, Magyarok, it's really useful because the book has many different activities. You can actually practice absolutely everything, like writing, listening, speaking. So it has different dialogues as well as examples and many ways of expressing the language. So it's very rich and very useful because it gives you a guideline. I think that what this is one of the things that I really like to work with you and also with the book, is because I think this language it's hard, and you really need a good structure and good guidance in order to build this foundation. Because otherwise, if you do it maybe in a random way, or I know that some people learn with Duolingo, but I think that with this language, you really need to focus on something that can give you guidance in order to build the language up, let's say.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
yes, it's very hard.
Laura, I'm just thinking of the first time we met and we had a free consultation. And I always ask my learners in consultation, what are your language goals? And we start to plan. We need a plan. We create a plan for you. As you said, you need a system. You need to plan your steps, how you build up your study schedule. For example, you study every day and you follow the structure of the books. You work with the dialogues. You watch videos. You practice writing. You practice grammar as well. So creating the system and practice every day, as you said, is really important. And to have a plan, make your steps. What's the next step tomorrow? Okay, I will practice one and niche. What's the next step next week? Okay, I will practice verb conjugation, first person, second person, third person, definite, indefinite. So yeah, it's very important. And I also feel like when I work with someone, especially when I give you private lessons, I really focus on the steps and the plan, how I can take you to the next level. And yeah, as you do, I'm just really happy that you said you practice every day, because I agree with that. It's super important, especially you are living in Pécs. You can use the language anytime, every day, whenever you just want to practice. You have your Hungarian people around you.
Yes.
It's important. Yeah. Okay. We talked about how you study, how you practice now, and we have private lessons once a week. How do you feel do these lessons? How do these lessons support you and help you to achieve your language goals?
Well, it's good because when I have specific questions, we can address them, appropriately, and you also give me like many examples. So for me, that is very useful. The same way that we, for instance, we try to create some short, for instance, writing paragraphs and that sort of thing. For me, that is very helpful because it gives me a template from where I can grab, and continue building from there. So yeah, all that is very helpful. And also when we read together, but I can hear the pronunciation and everything, and you make me repeat many words and that, so that is very helpful also.
Yes, absolutely. I love to, to push a little bit. So whenever you don't understand me, you have to ask me to ismételd meg, légy szíves, elnézést, nem értettem. So you have to use the useful phrases, which is part of, real life, daily Hungarian, if you don't understand someone. And also when we practice, I push you to repeat. Like, még egyszer, Laura, még egyszer próbáld meg. Because you have to speak loud, you have to read loud, you have to repeat loud. It's not enough if you are just reading in your head and you never use the language. Absolutely. I really focus on, I want to make my people to speak in the lessons as much Hungarian as possible. Okay, köszönöm szépen. What do you like the most about the lessons? And it's gonna be a surprise for me too. I mean, I enjoy the lessons with you, and we we have so much fun. But actually, I don't remember if I have ever asked you about this.
No.
What's the best part of our lesson? So let's see the surprise. What do you like the most?
What I do like the most about our lessons is that you have a very high standard that it's like it keeps me going, because it's like you're trying to go further than my level. So with that, I understood that actually the idea here is to understand the language in general. Maybe I won't understand word by word, but it gives me to this type of let's say of working that we have with this type of very high standards. It's like it actually tries to motivate me, and it keeps me going, you know, to reach to my goals. So that is the thing that I really enjoy the most about your classes.
Wow.
And you really push me forward. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's
you go a
great.
little bit farther than what I need, but I think that is the key for this language.
Wow, so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Köszönöm szépen. Yeah, and I also, I try to think ahead a little bit and give you the opportunity to improve, because if we can just mention that you will join the 10-week speaking program as well. So now you have private lessons, but it's time to communicate, to talk with others as well in a small group. So actually we have 2 more spots available. So if anyone at A1, A2 level wants to join us, it's possible. We start, can you help me please? 17th of June. Yeah, 17th of June. It's a Monday, 6 p.m. Hungarian time, in a small group, and 10 weeks, 10 different topics, daily topics. So we will practice communication and speaking. Okay, what else? Let me just check my list, because I brought some questions to you. Yes. So basically, this is the last question before we start speaking a little Hungarian today. Would you recommend my lessons to others, and why? That's a big question.
Totally, totally. I mean, if you are really planning to learn this language and you have a specific goal, I think you are the best person to go to. Yes. Yes, in this case, I think you have lots of tools and resources for people to understand this language, and how a foreigner maybe can actually, you know, get involved and actually be able to learn it properly.
You mentioned if you have a specific goal. Wow, I can really resonate with that. Do you know why? Because if you just think of our Facebook group, Learn Hungarian Anywhere, what really matters is how you learn. That's totally my focus, how you learn, how I can make your Hungarian language journey not just fun, but effective. Because at the end of the day, you all want to speak this language. And I think it's a big and important skill when you, as you said, you don't have to understand all the words, but you can catch some useful, you can catch some important words, and you can put everything together and understand the situation and understand the communication. If you have a basic level, a good level, a strong foundation of Hungarian language, you can express yourself, you can speak. So you don't, I encourage you to practice and keep going and achieve more, achieve the next level. And if you can speak B1 Hungarian, so amazing. But I just want to confirm that if you are at A1 level, you can speak. You can totally speak. You just need to know how to learn and how to use this language. So absolutely, this is my focus. If you have a specific goal, or you just want to achieve a level, you want to be able to speak, right? That's the most important part of learning the language. Totally. So I feel like I can help with that. You also mentioned learning app which is great. It's a good tool. It's good to use
Yes,
when you
for
practice the
practicing.
language.
Yes, it's very useful.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, you want to speak. So if you
Yes.
really want to speak this language, you really want to connect with your Hungarian family or Hungarian friends, your colleagues, or you just practice Learn Hungarian for fun, you have to speak that language. That's the best way to practice. Oké, Laura, köszönöm szépen, és akkor szerintem itt az idő, hogy egy kicsit magyarul beszélgessünk.
Okay.
Szeretnélek megkérni, hogy egy kicsit mutatkozz be magyarul. Jó, bemutatkoznál?
Igen, oké. A nevem Németh Laura, Argentínából jöttem, de magyar származású vagyok. A szápai nagyszüleim magyarok voltak. 2 éve Pécsen lakom.
De jó.
Szeretek Pécsen lakni, mert nagyon békés és csendes város. Dietetikusként dolgozom. Szeretem a munkámat, mert segítek a diákoknak. Jelenleg a doktori disszertációmat írom.
Az komoly feladat. Akkor nagyon, nagyon elfoglalt vagy.
Igen.
Aha.
Aktív ember vagyok. Mindig csinálok valamit. Szabadidőmben szeretek kirándulni és biciklizni. Imádok tornázni.
De jó.
Korábban Buenos Airesben hegedű játszottam, de most sajnos nincs idő.
Értem. Hát nem csodálom, hogy nincs idő, hiszen disszertációt írsz, mész az egyetemre, magyarul tanulsz, akkor nincs olyan sok idő hegedűn játszani.
Sokat dolgozom.
Oké, és miért pont Magyarországra, miért pont Pécsre jöttél Argentínából, hiszen ez nagyon messze van. Miért Pécs?
Mert és a tanárom Pécsen él.
Oké. Mert hogy a Pécsi Egyetemen is tanulsz,
igen.
magyarul, és dolgozol, mint dietetikus.
És bocsi, egy szakom, igen, my major is also here.
Ez a tagozat szak, vagy... Nagyon érdekes, és szeretsz magyarul tanulni?
Igen. Nagyon szeretem a magyar nyelvet, de egy kicsit nehéznek találom.
Oké, egy kicsit nehéz. Hát főleg az elején, de utána majd egyre könnyebb. Oké. Argentínában mesélsz a családodról egy kicsit?
Bocsánat?
A családodról beszélsz egy kicsit? Mesélsz egy kicsit?
Igen, az apai beszél magyarul.
Az apukád? Beszél.
Igen, apukám.
És az anyukád, ő?
Nem. Az anyukám spanyolul beszél.
Oké. És te beszélsz spanyolul, magyarul, beszélsz más nyelveket is?
És angolul.
Angolul. Oké, persze, angolul, azt ki is felejtettem. Persze. Oké. Miért szeretsz Pécsen élni?
Bocsánat?
Miért szeretsz Pécsen lakni, élni? Jó, Pécs.
Pécsen nagyon békés és csendes város. Általában sétálok a belvárosban.
De jó.
Igen, és nagyon szép.
A belváros az gyönyörű, nagyon szeretem Pécset.
Igen.
Sokszor voltam Pécsen nyáron, amikor sportoltam. Nyáron mindig Pécsen tréningeztünk, edzettünk. Oké. Meséltél a hobbiaidról, mondtad, hogy tornázol. Milyen gyakran tornázol?
Általában bocsánat, hetente 3-szor.
Igen.
Igen.
Tényleg aktív vagy.
Igen.
Aha, aha. Gondolom voltál már Budapesten is.
Igen, a hétvégen Budapesten megyek, igen.
Most mész. Oké.
Igen.
De voltál már többször. Hogy tetszett neked Budapest? Hogy tetszett?
Nem
Tetszett?
értem, Lidia.
Hogy tetszett, az azt jelenti, hogy tetszik Budapest? Szép Budapest?
Igen,
Érdekes
nagyon
város?
tetszik.
De jó. Aha.
Nagyon tetszik.
És Laura, kóstoltál már magyar ételeket, mint például a lángos, a gulyásleves, kürtös kalács?
Pörkölt.
Pörkölt.
Igen.
Oké.
Nagyon szeretem.
Szereted a magyar ételeket?
A pörkölt, igen.
Hiszen dietetikus vagy, akkor nem tudom, mit szólsz a magyar ételekhez. Egészségesek?
Bocsi?
Egészségesek a magyar ételek? Mit gondolsz?
Nem egészséges.
De finomak, de nagyon finomak.
De finoman, igen, nagyon finom.
Sokat kell tornázni a magyar ételek után. Abszolút. Oké. Jól van. Még egy kicsit beszéljünk arról, hogy magyarul, hogy hogyan tanulsz magyarul. Hogyan tanulsz?
Az egyetemen tanulok magyarul. Pécsi
Pécsi Egyetemen?
Igen. Pécsi Egyetem. Igen.
De tanulsz minden nap, otthon tanulsz, vagy velem is tanulsz magyarul heti egyszer, de például beszélgetsz valakivel? Beszélgetsz egy barátoddal magyarul? Vagy,
Igen. Gyakorlom a barátommal. Igen.
Tök jó. Jól van, Laura. Köszönöm szépen a beszélgetést. Nagyon örülök, hogy ilyen szépen beszélsz magyarul, és egyre ügyesebb vagy, és sokat tanulsz. Nagyon remélem, hogy motiválunk ezzel. Inspirálunk és motiválunk másokat. Köszönöm szépen.
Köszönöm.
Jól van, találkozunk jövő héten, és tanulunk magyarul. Sziasztok!
Szia!